All right, good morning, JBLM. It's a nice nippy morning out there. Feels like winter. Just a couple quick announcements before we get rolling. As always, thank you to the Red Cross for providing coffee and this morning muffins. What a nice treat. We greatly appreciate that. There's a lot of handouts on your tables, so please make sure you take a look at those and grab what you need. Also, as a reminder, there's a feedback form. It's a blue and green form. Please fill that out. Give us your feedback. Leave it on the table. When you're finished, we will collect them at the end. And also, I want to recognize our boss reps are here. Boss, if you could all please stand up. And at this time, I will turn it over to Colonel Lucas.
Okay, thank you, Alicia, and again, welcome everybody. We have a lot to cover today, so we're gonna do a few things here at the beginning in terms of welcoming comments, and then we'll get right into it. So, General Milhorn, sir. Yes, they'll turn it on, sir.
All right, don't worry about it. Use the Rudolph colored one here. Hey, on the behalf of Lieutenant General and Mrs. Valesky and Command Sergeant Major and Mrs. Tagalika, Debbie and I, and from the command team at First Corps, as you may be aware, the CG and team are in Japan, finishing up another exercise. So we are concluding, if you will, a series of exercises that have continued from Warfighter last spring to Talisman Sabre in Australia to UFG in Korea to Warfighter in Korea to now an exercise in Japan. So the Corps headquarters has been running really, really hard, as have all of you. And so on behalf of the Commanding General and the Command Sergeant Major, again, I just want to extend our sincere thank you to everyone as we approach the red zone, as we refer to it, the holiday period. A time where we've got to put our arms around all of the soldiers, the airmen, the sailors, and Marines that we have living on this installation and their families during this very trying time for some, celebratory for others. So let's keep our arms around the whole family. And I'd also acknowledge that if you would please keep those in harm's way and uppermost in your thoughts and prayers, and certainly their families and their sacrifices that they're making during this holiday season. I do have a couple specific thank yous that I'd like to pass along to AUSA and ACU for Operation Turkey Drop concluding. So a round of applause to those organizations. Also to PLU for the Thanksgiving dinner for all of our in-process and service members. Another round of applause. And then also a sincere thank you for Trees for Troops, for all those that are supporting for our service members that may be away from family members during this Christmas season. And I'd also extend a sincere thank you to the many volunteers to Santa's Castle who are making a celebration, again, a very memorable experience for several families that are very deserving during this holiday season. So again, a round of applause for all of them. Thank you all.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, Nicole. So on behalf of Colonel Sonkis, the 62nd, sorry, my throat's a little scratchy. Let me take a sip from my turkey trot mug that I won. So what have we done since the last community update, besides the turkey trot and getting out there and, hold on, ow. Yeah, sorry. All right, so what else have we done besides me going out to the turkey trot and smoking every soldier in that 5K run? Just kidding, Nicole. Sort of. So our airmen, obviously we've been really busy, as have all of you soldiers. Taking a look at just this past month of what we've done on top of the standard AOR missions that we've been flying. We wrapped up the latest and greatest season down on Antarctica, flying support of Operation Deep Freeze down there. We had a number of folks that were supposed to be taking leave for Thanksgiving. We had to pull them off of leave as we launched missions and sat alert to go down and do rescue operations down to Argentina to try and rescue the Argentinian sailors that were in that sunken submarine. And then today, just alone, we're flying a couple of First Corps units, meeting, I think, almost every single one of their EG requirements as we launch a 21-ship formation off of McChord this morning. And in 2 days, we're going to participate in a 75-ship formation in the eastern part of the United States. So on top of all of our normal operational things that we're doing day in and day out, we're super busy doing our training, getting ready for that next flight, whatever it may be. And obviously our airmen, they could not do what they do without this entire team that's in that room. On a more serious note, just 2 days ago, we had an airman with a suicidal ideation, and last night we had engaged leadership that saved a young airman's life. And so she's over at Madigan right now. And it's a reminder to all of us that on top of crushing the mission like we are, there's airmen, there's soldiers out there that still need our help. And this team is instrumental in making sure we save those lives. So with that, I'll hand it over to you, Nicole.
Thanks, Steve. And Bill Ryan's back from Afghanistan now, and I really think he can beat you at the Jingle Bell Jog on Saturday, so. Okay, so I am really excited. We've started doing some recognition at these community updates, and I'm really excited about the recognition that we're going to do today. So the Women's Army 10 Miler team, are you here? Please come on up. And yeah, please. And then Sir and Steve Stelson, if you guys want to come up as well. So I'm going to hand off to Stephen Myers from AUSA, let him talk a little bit about what this team did this year at the Army 10 Miler, and it's really neat that we'll get to recognize them here.
So I'm not going to use the mic. So use the mic. Darn. So good morning. My name is Stephen Myers. I'm the president of the Association of the United States Army, Captain Meriwether Lewis chapter here. Sir, thanks for recognizing Turkey Drop. Really, that was the Air Force Association, the Pierce Military Business Alliance, and AUSA. Just a great community outreach to this community. This morning, what a great introduction, Colonel Snelson. So we're not talking about a turkey trot. We are talking about the Army 10 Miler in Washington, D.C., a real race, if you will. Nothing against the trot, but and I'm sure these ladies here would take you on any day of the week. But with great pride, I was out there at the Association of the United States Army annual meeting. The Military District of Washington runs the Army 10 Miler. AUSA is a presenting sponsor. And I did not see these ladies because I was way in the back. But it was with great pride that I found out that our team, again, of women, placed second, only behind Fort Bragg. Fort Bragg ran 10 runners. We ran 4. And all 4 of them placed very well in that race. So not to belabor this, but Lieutenant Colonel Lane is the captain of the team from 16th Combat Aviation Brigade. So Lieutenant Colonel Lane ran a 76 10-miler, so you guys can start to do the math at what that is per mile. Lieutenant Knoll from Triple Nickel, 555 Engineer Brigade. And I've been told she also served here most recently with Madigan, so you'll see a little bit of a theme. Lieutenant Knoll ran a 69 10-miler time. First Lieutenant Conley from Madigan. You can give her a round of applause. She ran a 68, and then not with us is Captain Guerrero from 7th ID Headquarters. She ran a 68 as well. So that's an incredible 4 hours and 40-plus minutes of combined time running, which is really, really remarkable. The conditions, 82 degrees, slight rain, 100% humidity, the worst conditions of an Army 10-miler to date. 35,000 runners, and these ladies really rocked that course. So it's with great pride that the community thanks this team for representing the Joint Base Lewis McChord community so well. USAA is providing a medallion. We have a gift bag and a coin, and then a coin from our commander, Colonel Lucas. So thank you, ladies, for doing a great job. I got to put this down.
Yes, thanks, sir. Thank you, Stephen. I lost my notes. Well, maybe we're going to be a lot shorter because I just lost my notes. So I do have a couple of things I want to cover this morning. First, a welcome. The Garrison's about to go through a change of responsibility with the Sergeant Majors. I'm going to give Sergeant Major Mulryan an opportunity to wrap up at the end. So he'll get a chance to talk at his last community update, but I do want to that wasn't the reaction I was looking for. But I do want to welcome Sergeant Major Kenny Claiborne and his wife Sandy here at the front. Can you stand up so everyone will? So the change of responsibility will be on the 18th, which is coming quickly, and we're really excited to welcome you to the team. A quick farewell that I am sad to announce, but Don Meyer, this is his last week here. He's our housing director. Really great work that he's done with his team here at JBLM. He's off to USER to do great things, but Don is going through his last community update with us as well. That'll be a tough goodbye. Two other things I want to cover this morning before we get into it. One is we made a change to the Trees for Troops distribution. We originally we're gonna do that next weekend on the 16th. We're gonna pull it forward, thank you, to this Saturday the 9th from 07 to 1100 hours at the American Lakes Conference Center. So now that we've been able to make that happen, thanks. I think there's a couple of units that are gonna help us pull that off, so thank you to those of you that are gonna do that. And we'll kind of full court press here on the social media and the comms plan for that, because there's been some confusion, I think, about when the trees were actually going to be distributed. So please take that note back to your units and help us get the word out. And again, we'll hit it on all the kind of social media stuff, but you guys are the best mechanisms for helping us get that word to families. So this Saturday, 07 to 1100 hours at American Lakes, we're going to do the tree distribution, and I think that will allow families that are in need of the tree to be able to, get ready for Christmas a little sooner instead of waiting till the 16th. But I could use your help on the comms because, again, I think there's been some confusion about why it was so late this year. Yes, ma'am.
So we've been putting out at
Winterfest.
Yes. So will there be anything at Winterfest?
I'm going to have to, let me answer that, because if we have some left, it would make sense that we could still do those at Winterfest. Yep. Okay. Thanks. That's a great question, Lori. Okay, and then the last thing I want to cover before we roll into it is I hope that you have seen or heard something about high-speed rail starting on 18 December, running up and down I-5 right outside the gates of Joint Base Lewis McChord. I'm going to spend a minute on this. I got a little video I'm going to show you. I have seen it started to circle around on social media in multiple ways. We're going to push this information campaign. Hopefully you're seeing the commercials on TV that talk about it. We are really concerned about what this means, and for us to help spread the word all the way down to families and service members, this requires, I think, a change in behavior for us. So we really have to give some attention to this and add it to the dialogue if you're not doing it already, that lets people know that this is coming. There are two places, and what worries me is the emergency services guys here on JBLM, they don't talk to me about if we have an accident. What they say to me is when we have an accident. That really worries me. And so this is our job, really, to help with the information and to really stress the fact that we need to change behavior, in particular at two gates. One is the DuPont gate, and the other one is the 41st Road there at the main gate, and then on to JBLM North. So really, really important. Those are level crossings. We must pay attention to the impacts there, because if a car is sitting on those tracks when the gates come down, there won't be time to get out of the way. 82 miles an hour is what that train is going to go through at. There will not be time to react if someone has stopped. And I watch it all the time now that I know about it. I watch cars stop all the time on those tracks, not even aware that they're sitting right on a railroad track. So I'm going to show this video. We've got this video out there. We'll be able to push this out for you to use at your unit level and be able to spread the word on your own pages. They're already testing the rails. You'll see it at night if you're out and about. The tests right now are not going through at 82 miles an hour. They're going through at slower speeds. So please stress that as well. If somebody sees a test happening, that's a lower speed than what the actual train will travel through when they get up to full speed on the 18th.
We've all been through it. You pull up to the rail tracks, the light starts to flash, the bell starts to ring. You sit there for a few minutes waiting for the train to show up. Then another few minutes for the train to pass. A few minutes later, the gate opens back up and you're on your way. That's how things work with a typical freight train traveling at about 35 miles an hour. I'm Ted Solon, our police chief here at JBLM. Every single day I watch people run through this intersection crossing the tracks onto North Fork. Coming this fall, Sound Transit and Amtrak are going to be running between 10 and 15 high-speed passenger trains through this very intersection at speeds between 75 and 79 miles an hour. I cannot stress this message enough. Do not try to beat these trains, because you simply won't do it. With high-speed rail, there will be a very short time window when the lights start to flash and the arm comes down before that train comes barreling through the intersection at 79 miles per hour. The entire crossing is planned to take no more than a minute. If the lights are flashing and the gates are down, a train is only seconds away. I cannot stress this message enough. Do not try to beat these trains, because you simply will not. At 79 miles per hour, there is no opportunity for the conductor to identify a hazard, begin to apply the brakes, and hope to stop the train before they cross all the way through the installation. The time for JBLM to start preparing for high-speed rail to make its way through our community is now. Please spread the word to your soldiers and airmen, co-workers, families, and retirees about the dangers of high-speed trains. Your life and the lives of others are just too important to risk just to save a few minutes coming to work.
Okay. And again, we can use your help on that. There'll be other implications. We know that. There's potential with traffic and PT and all that things. We're going to worry about that after we focus on being ready to, from a safety standpoint, to have these things start rolling through. All right. Buck? Okay. Quick. Yeah, go ahead. 18th of December. And again, right, from what I understand, at night you'll see them. We're testing them at night right now, but the official, you can buy tickets and start using high-speed rail on 18 December. Lori, to answer your question, the trees will be available at Winterfest as well. So if we don't give them all out this Saturday, we can distribute them at Winterfest as well. Thanks, Alicia. And Buck's favorite time of the month?
Good morning. Just want to point out, as you've been told, Command Sergeant Major Mole Ryan this is his last community update. Mr. Henderson, it's his last update. So I'd just like to say this is my last community update. Make it an even 3. Thought I'd try. Okay, the key events are a little light for this period, mostly because of the holiday period. I do want to point out we have a personal shred that's set up on the 5th of January and then again on the 2nd of February. I know those are popular. You can see the holidays and the Donzas that are on there. and for the midwinter breaks for the local school districts. Do also want to mention that AER kickoff is going to be on the 23rd of February, and on the 26th through the 3rd is the Military Saves Week. So again, a little light on operational. What I do want to do is take the remaining time to talk to you a little bit about drones. Okay, so many of you in this room already know this. JBLM does have a designated area to operate personally owned UAVs or drones. It's up by the Lewis Army Museum. It's just north in this area here. I want to provide you this information for two reasons. Number one, a lot of you are going to succumb to the terrorism of young children and purchase these for the holiday period. This is the only area on the Joint Base for operation of hobbyist drones. As you can well imagine, with two operational airfields here, we have a lot of traffic, to include even on Christmas Day. Mercy flights and other things come through. So the reason that we've got this set up is so that you can enjoy operating your UAVs or your drones, have a good time. I mean, the rules are pretty straightforward. But I also want to mention to you, we've provided information, all of this is in your slide deck. But if you're going to be operating off the Joint Base, the FAA has an outstanding site, the information is shown there, on to make sure that you can safely operate a UAV or a drone off the base. And they even have a mobile app before you fly, you can see right there, that will provide you, no joke, real-time information that where you're standing, whether it is or is not in restricted airspace. So please understand, Watkins Field, off limits. Sports fields on Lewis North, off limits. Open fields on McChord, off limits. If you're going to operate your UAVs, please do it up in this area and remain safe. Lastly, holidays are coming up. We've all talked about safety. Once again, I want to provide you a useful tip. Some of you may already know this. Great technique in controlling your children. Take some empty boxes, wrap them with Christmas paper. Put them under your tree. Every time your kid acts up, throw one of them into the fireplace. Tighten them right up real quick. So, have a happy holiday. Please be safe. We'll see you after the new year.
Oh, it's always great to follow Mr. James. Thank you. So I'm sure everyone is familiar with the combined federal campaign. This is available for civilians, military, and our community at large to donate to. We are doing a virtual campaign this year. Everything is going automated, and so this is the first year we're going automated as well. Here's the information, the website to go and make your donations. If you need hard copy information, please go on the MWR website, go to the Armed Forces Community Service link and send us a note, and we will make arrangements to get those hard copies to you if needed. But here is the site. Everything you need is there. So.
Good morning, everybody. Just want to keep in the theme with stress and the holidays. When I say prevention, I want you to say it's better than treatment. Okay? So prevention is better than treatment. So over the holidays, stress levels are going to increase. People are going to overindulge in eating and alcohol and everything else that you can think of. What we're here to do is to give you and your service members the opportunity to have maybe power hour sessions so that we can come out, do relationship kind of tips, classes for those service members who might be having issues already, that as they go into the holidays, those things might increase. Everybody is assigned, every brigade has an assigned FAP specialist. Those FAP specialists can come out to your unit. We can have our own classroom set up for you to be able to have those classes. Everybody has a risk reduction person who is assigned to them at the battalion level as well. Janelle in the back there has flyers for both financial and FAP classes if you are interested in those classes. Remember that everything that is built about relationships are going to help your service members when it comes to stress levels. So if they are having bad relationships, it doesn't matter if it's a spouse or if it's just within the units, the stress levels are going to increase in that process. So what we're here to do is to try to put that stress level down as low as possible with some of the classes that we can give. If you look at the flyer here, it's kind of broken down into the 3 sections. Our phone number for FAP is the 5901. At any time that you want a session done before the holidays, then you can call us and we can get that done for you right now. So don't wait for it. Don't think that it's not going to happen. Everything increases during this time. And so if we get ahead of it, which is the prevention side of it, then we can help you with that. So again, prevention is better than treatment. If you have any questions, I'll stay after. I'll go to the back table where Janelle is. If you have any questions about who your FAP specialist is or what we can do for you, we'll be here for you.
Hey, good morning. My name is Sergeant Major Mark Bivens. I am the Madigan Army Medical Center Sergeant Major. And on behalf of Colonel Michael Place, who couldn't be here today, I want to go through the next 45 minutes in detail. Wait, no, the next 5 minutes or so, and let you know what's going on inside Madigan Army Medical Center. Next slide. Believe it or not, winter is coming. I've seen the TV show. I know it's coming. But in the event of inclement weather, Madigan does not operate exactly in sync with Joint Base Lewis McChord. So we make our call on our outpatient clinics. So please check our Facebook page and our website for the availability of your appointment. We cancel these based on the roads and conditions from guidance from Garrison so that we provide safe quality care for you so we don't put you on the road and you get here and get hurt on the way. Of note, the hospital is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So our inpatient tower will always be open, and our emergency room will always be open for you if you need it during inclement weather. Next slide, please. With that being said, access to care is critically important to us as it is to you. Y'all may be aware that we do have the nurse advice line out there for you. The nurse advice line is where you can talk to a registered nurse 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find out exactly what's going on, to see if you can do self-care, if you need to make an appointment, or you need to go to the emergency room. They also help you make your appointment. And in the event Madigan's not available at that point, you can get a referral to go to the network. With the network, that referral does not count against your 2 per year that everybody gets. That is a freebie with the access to care. Now, we are also expanding our hours for the Puyallup Clinic north of here. So we have evening hours for Puyallup. And down in the South Sound, we're looking at expanding those hours also. Many of you may be aware we also do health care in our high schools. We have clinics in 3 high schools right now and 4 middle schools. We're looking to expand that capability based on the beneficiaries that are in the high schools. That's under review right now. Next slide, please. For the month of December, TRICARE has froze all prime enrollments. So if you want to enroll in prime, you can't do it during the month of December. Also, if you are going to want to change your primary care manager this month, expect some delays in getting your primary care manager actually changed in the system. With that being said, that does not affect your ability to get health care. We're still here. We'll still take care of you during the month of their freeze through TRICARE. If you need more information, you got the website up there, health.mil/takecommand. Next slide. Also, on January 1st, there's going to be some changes in TRICARE. Your TRICARE Standard and your TRICARE Extra will convert to TRICARE Select. Now, when that happens, there's going to be no decrease in the coverage. In my mind, I think they just took the 2, made them into 1, so it's easy to remember. So for all new active duty service members that come in that are in a prime area, they're automatically enrolled in TRICARE Prime. And the same is for if they're not in a prime catchment area, they'll automatically be enrolled in TRICARE Select. And once again, the same website's up there for more details. And we also have a lady sitting over here. She's an expert in TRICARE. We also have the office on the 2nd floor of Madigan, close to the PMO office. So if you have all kind of information, and she can help you out today with detailed questions. Next slide, please. Y'all may have heard we went to MHS Genesis. That should be no shock to anybody. But inside MHS Genesis, there's the patient portal. The patient portal is replacing what you may have used before, which was Relay Health. For the patient portal, if you have a CAT card, you can log right in. If not, you get a DS login and log in, and that gives you the opportunity to talk to your provider. You can also see all your lab results. You can renew your medications. You can also see your doctor's note. So whatever the doctor wrote about you your last visit, it'll all be right there for you to see and review. Also, coming real soon, you also have the ability to make your appointments inside of the patient portal. For the active duty folks that may PCS out of here, this ain't your last hurrah, make sure you keep your Relay Health account, because the rest of the Department of Defense has not yet transitioned to Genesis, so you'll still be using your Relay Health if you go to another installation. Next slide, please. For our appointment updates, up until December 19th, you still have the ability to go to any urgent care facility for non-active duty without a referral. Active duty, you still have to go see your military provider. After the 19th, you'll have to call and make an appointment at Madigan, and we'll get you seen there. And if not, you'll get that same referral out, like with the nurse advice line, if we can't be seen inside Madigan. For any retirees and their families out there, just remember there's a $12 copay when you see the network. For active duty families, there is no copay when you see the network. Next slide, please. You can always stay connected with Madigan Army Medical Center through our Facebook page, which stays updated quite often, and our homepage. Also, go ahead to the next slide, please. We have our flu drive still going on inside Madigan Army Medical Center. So if you or your family members or any beneficiary needs your flu shot, it's going on for the rest of this week through Friday. It starts at 7:30 in the morning until 5 p.m. in the bottom floor there in the medical mall. You just come in, you're a beneficiary, we'll light you up right there, and you can go on about your day. Also, on your desk, you should see a flyer for our town hall with the commander on Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. It's all concerning MHS Genesis. So if you have those burning questions you want to get off your chest and talk to him, me and all the other experts inside of our facility will be there at the town hall inside the Letterman Auditorium in the ground floor in the medical mall. Any questions? I'll be here till the end. And I also have all the experts sitting over here if I don't know the answer. All right. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Kathy with Department of Public Works Environmental Division, and we've got something for you. Our Go Transit program can get you to SeaTac Airport. Just in case you're wondering how to get home from the holidays and leave your car safe where you don't have to pay for parking, you can leave it on base and take our Go Transit Shuttle number 2 or Pierce Transit 206 and take you directly to the Lakewood Town Center, where you can catch Sound Transit 574 to the SeaTac Airport. It only takes you about an hour, and it saves you a whole bunch of heartache. We do have on our GoLewisMcChord.com website, we have a little selfie video that we'll be showing you later. And if you have questions, Meredith Shores from Pierce County is with me today. Over here, we can help answer any questions about how to use our Go Transit shuttle. Next slide, please. Green your holidays. We wanted to talk to you about options and ways to save a little bit of money. You can use alternatives to wrapping paper, use old maps, use scarves. Make sure you recycle your old wraps after the holidays. It'll be time to do cleanup. Remember, we've got 2 recycling centers on JBLM, and we capture a whole bunch of recyclables, all those old plastic toys that you don't need anymore, the hard plastic stuff when they've outgrown that, boxes. Bring it on over to the recycle center. Everything that we earn at our recycle centers goes back and funds MWR programs. Next slide, please. Thank you.
Good morning. Just some quick notes here for snow and ice removal. Normally we follow with the Director of Public Works that we help them out with their snow plan. Lincoln Military Housing, Lewis McChord Communities does have 2 trucks that do snow plowing in addition to what Public Works send out. And you'll see the list there for Plow 1 and Plow 2 as they go through the streets. Just a reminder that resident responsibilities, you are responsible for your steps, sidewalks, driveways, etc. Next slide, please. As you can tell today, it's getting cold outside, and so if you're getting ready to go away for the holidays, please remember to don't turn off the heat in the house. Leave it at about 55 degrees. This will stop your pipes from bursting, so you don't come home to a flooded home. If you have questions, please contact your district manager if you're going to be away for more than 14 days, and they will go ahead and put a note in their log so that they can send somebody by the house to make sure that there's no issues going on while you're on vacation. Next slide. And the last one is the Christmas tree removal. So here you'll see the disposal portion for LeMay to when you put your tree on the street this year. So if you got any questions, please take a look back. 8 to 12 January is when they'll do trees disposal this year. Next slide. And pending any questions, I'll be followed by MWR.
Good morning, everybody. A lot of activities happening in December. Just to reiterate what Colonel Lucas mentioned earlier, the Trees for Troops will be at Winterfest, and Winterfest is down in the bottom section. Winterfest, December 16th, American Lake Conference Center. Trees for Troops this Saturday, the 9th, at American Lake Conference Center, and then extra trees will be at Winterfest that day. The Nutcracker presentation, December 8th, 9th, and 10th, that's our Skies program. They have been at this since July. So this is a huge presentation for them. They have little dancers all the way to adults in the presentation, and it's always a good time. It's $5 a ticket. The Jingle Bell Jog on the 9th, this Saturday at Wilson Sports and Fitness Center, and then Breakfast with Santa at the McChord Club on the 16th. You can make reservations for that. You've got to have reservations to bring the kids or the grandkids to that event. And then the Wizarding Yule Ball. They've done this at the McChord Library for a couple of years. This is for Harry Potter fans who are 5 years and older. So if you are into Harry Potter, you are welcome to come and dress up as your favorite character. They have games, they have all kinds of things. Like I said, they've done this for a couple of years. It's a hugely successful event. So if you're not doing anything, I would strongly suggest that one. If you've got an ugly sweater you want to show off, go to Sam Adams on Lewis, Maine on the 8th of December. And then Boss, and I'm sure they'll tell you about this if you ask them, they will be serving Christmas cookies and cocoa on Christmas Day at the Warrior Zone. Next slide, please. So what's happening in the next few months? I've got some changes to this slide as well. They made some changes this morning. So Operation Baby Shower in January. The new date is January 20th. It is not the 27th. And that will be at American Lake Conference Center. So we can make these changes, and I'll talk about it next month as well. And then coming up in February, we've got Sporting Clays at the Skeet Range, and then our popular World War I book club to celebrate the centennial at the McChord Library. And then we have Naomi from Leisure Travel Services in the back, so you can talk to her as you're going out either of those doors. She can talk to you about some of the things that Leisure Travel Services offers during the holidays and then all year round. If you're looking for gifts, they have discount movie packages that get you tickets to the show and popcorn and a soda for a discount price. If you're going to be traveling or you're going to be going on vacation this summer and you want to get ahead, they have those Go Boston, the city cards that get you really good discounts at all of the tourist attractions at wherever you're going. You get a good military discount on top of that if you purchase it through Leisure Travel Services. And then some folks decide to head to warmer climates. You can head to Disney, Universal Studios. All of those places offer really deep military discounts that you can only get through buying those tickets at the Leisure Travel Services office. So she has information on all of that at her table. They are located in 2 places on base, each of them inside the bowling center, so in Sounders Lanes over at McChord or Bowl Arena over on Lewis, Maine. And the one at McChord is even open on Saturdays to help take care of you on the weekends if you've got questions. So please talk to Naomi on your way out. Have a great holiday. Thank you very much.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. I'm Chaplain Young Kim, Garrison Ops and Plans Chaplain. Our chapel has 2 chapels, congregations, McChord Chapel and also the Lewis Main Chapel. We have a Faith and Family University night every Wednesday evening, 1700 through $2,000. We provide meals, free meals, and free child care too. So bring your children, all right? And we're gonna finish by 13th of this month, and then next quarter, we're gonna start at 9 January at Lewis Main Chapel and also the McChord Chapel. All right, key events. 15 December, there's a parents' night out. Who has a children? Pre-K through 6th grade. If we have, raise your hand. All right, bless you. Yeah, we have a parents' night out, sponsored by the LMC Protestant and Catholic congregations at the main chapel. 17th, we have a Christmas cantata, 10:30 at main chapel, Lewis Main Chapel, and also the Christmas caroling, 1300 hours at American Lake VA Hospital. If you have a really nice voice, it's okay. If you can sing, join us. And then McChord Protestant Christmas musical celebration. It's scheduled for 17 December, 8:30 at Chapel number 1. And the 23rd, Grace Gospel brought the Christmas basket packing, 19:30 at Lewis North Chapel. All right? And then 24th December, that is a big one. We're going to have a JBLM Protestant combined Christmas Eve candlelight service at Main Chapel and also at McChord Chapel, $1,900. 25th December, McChord Protestant Christmas Day service, 10 o'clock. All right? And 31st, we have a LMC Protestant New Year's Eve service and the Grace Gospel Watch Night service, $2,200 at North Chapel. Next slide, please. Okay, we have a Catholic Masses schedules here. Christmas Eve Mass, Christmas Midnight Mass, and also the Christmas Day Mass, Mary Mother of God Mass, $1,700. Next slide, please. I don't want to read these whole things. During the Advent and Christmas holiday season, we have worship services, lots of worship services and mass schedules. Okay? You have flyers on your table. Okay? If you need this kind of information for your unit, please contact your unit chaplain. They got this information already. Next slide, please. All right, we have LMC Protestant, Grace Gospel, McChord Chapel. And next slide, please. Okay, that's it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Good morning, leaders. Good morning, attendees. My name is Bob Liwanag. I'm the Commissary Fort Lewis Director. And this next weekend, Friday, Saturdays, and Sunday, we will have a holiday sale in our warehouse that is next to the Value Village. Next slide, please. Next week's on Saturday, 16th December, there'll be Santa Claus in McChord Commissary, and we have a representative here, Mr. Michael Cruz, between 11 to 1400. Next slide, please. Okay, it's time for us to place our order in the commissary for any holidays that you would like to do on these upcoming holidays. So those are the department telephone numbers if you would like to place an order on the telephone. And you can also call my number directly. My last 4 numbers are 8453, 253966, that is. Next slide, please. Okay, the holiday hours for both commissary at McChord and Fort Lewis. It'll be from 9 to 1600. So for the December 31st, it will be normal hours for Fort Lewis from 0900 to 2000, and for McChord, it will be 1000 to 1900. So it's not listed there, so I'd like to let you guys know about that. And my last one, we don't have any slide on that. So for the 2018 Scholarship for Military Children Program, will start December 15th, which is a Friday next week, and it ends February 16th, 2018. So I already sent the information to the Northwest Guardian, and it's also in our store webpage. So these are available for the children of active duty, reserve, guard, and retirees. And the website is also in our website, and same thing with the Northwest Guardian. Any question, please? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That will be December 15th, 16th, 17th, which will be next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It will be in the back warehouse when you walked in. Okay, there'll be a Value Village, the first door, double door. Okay. Okay. Value Village is where we have our sodas in the back room, in the commissary, in Fort Lewis, not McChord. Any other question, please? Thank you and happy holidays.
Good morning. Up here are some updates for some of the fun and tasty stuff that's coming up at our two main exchanges at Lewis and McChord. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I do want to have a couple call-outs, which are the appearances of Santa, and also in the bottom right-hand corner, we've opened a new 5-Star Nutrition on Lewis North. It's in the old GNC location, which is just to the right of the Lewis North Express. That's a new facility. They renovated it. They got some really good stuff in there, and they're running a lot of promos, so I encourage you to stop by there if you get a chance. Next slide, please. If you're looking for a worthy cause to donate this holiday season, I'd encourage you to stop by either one of our main stores, Star Trees. The stars on them actually have what our veterans are requesting, so it makes it real simple to shop for, so you're not searching for somebody at random. But they're up at both of our stores. If you make the purchase and drop it off there, you can be one-stop shop and be done. And I also wanted to give the community a quick update. I apologize, I don't have a slide for this. Most of you know that we are working on renovating the shopping center on Lewis, and that is still in contract negotiations, but we're looking to start that in April. Once it starts about a year out, the mall and the food court section should be reopening, and then a year after that, the main store sales floor should be completed. One of the things we're kind of excited about is our food court at the main store is vastly underscoped, and when we get this done, there'll be 8 food concepts in there. We're adding a couple of new ones. Our tentative lineup right now will include Starbucks, Charlie's, Subway, Arby's, Auntie Anne's, Boston Market, Sarku, and Mean Street Sushi, plus one more that we're working on, but we don't have that one inked yet. So it's looking like 2 years from start to end date, and we're looking to put a shovel in the ground in April. And that's all I have this afternoon. Any questions?
Good morning. My name is Serena West, and I am the president of the Lewis Community Spouses Club. We have been off to a really great start this year. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We did our holiday market in November at Lakes High School, where we raised over $4,000 to go towards our scholarship and community grants at the end of the year. We did Friendsgiving with the McChord Spouses Club, which was really awesome. We've done several dress giveaways through Operation Deploy Your Dress, a couple of donation drives. And just as a note, our sub-clubs will continue through this month, those that haven't met already. I've been trying to encourage spouses to get other spouses involved. This is an exciting time of year, but it also can be a very difficult time of year now that the rain has come and it's starting to be gray more often. So just an encouragement. There's everything from book club to wine club, Pacific Northwest Explorers. There's just a lot of options for people to get plugged in if they're kind of overwhelmed by the big luncheons that we have every month. This is Julia. Julia is our event chair. As most of you know, we host a big annual charity event in March, and Julia is going to talk to you a little bit more about that.
Thank you. Again, I'm Julia Bowers. I am the Lewis Community Spouses Club event chair for this year's annual fundraiser, formerly known as A Night to Remember. This year we are calling it ACE Night, Annual charity event. Mark your calendars for 16 March. Roaring Good Time. We're going to have a 1920s theme at American Lake Conference Center. Doors open at 17:30. We will have both a silent and a live auction. Tickets will start to be, they will go on sale in January. You can buy tickets directly through our lewiscommunitySpousesClub.org website. You will see more information posted at the beginning of the new year. But our main item of business for right now is our silent auction item procurement. We are looking for organizations to donate themed baskets. Themed basket submissions are due no later than 1 March 2018. And we are also accepting donations from businesses. We'd really appreciate any item that you are willing to donate, as well as baskets. So if you have any questions, my point of contact, eventchairlcsc@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions and send you donation basket request forms, as well as any other form that you might need. So thank you, and thank you. We hope to see you then.
Okay, thanks everyone for the information today, and of course thanks for the support to pull the events off each month. I do want to just hit a couple of things. I know we made the change for the trees, so I think we talked about that enough. Quick question, can you fly your drone on Watkins Field on Christmas morning? No. So please don't let your kid run outside on any part of JBLM and fly that thing. I know it's going to be hard, and based on the number of commercials that I've seen, I think it's a pretty big gift this year again, so please help us with that, because it's a pretty big deal when one of those things flies near McChord or Gray Army Airfield. Not just for me, but so please help with that, and if you need more information, Buck is still here. I'm going to let Sergeant Major Mulryan wrap up, as it is his last community update. But from me and Lang and all of the Garrison team, I wish you all happy holidays. Thank you so much for what everybody does to make JBLM what it is, because it really, we have our ups and downs, and it's a big family, and there's good days and bad days, but it's a pretty amazing place, and it's because of all of you. So I really thank you for helping me, make it what it is. So I wish you all happy holidays. And
thanks, ma'am. I'm not excited, really. Hey, so a couple of notes first. CIF is closed until the 12th of December. So that's obviously going to impact all of our soldiers and airmen coming in, and those especially out processing. There is a way. We just got to be a little bit proactive. So those people who are needing to out-process CIF before the 12th, we just got to go over to Waller Hall to Central Out-Processing. We get a stamp from them, and they just basically have added that person's name onto the task load list for XYZ day that they're going to be clearing. So they're doing some inventories and things like that. Business really hasn't stopped, but they're asking for our support in trying to avoid that window if we can. So we as Joint Base Lewis McChord were just recognized with the Army Community Partnership Award. If I can ask Meredith and Kathy to just stand real quick, because they were very, very critical members of this team. I think Kathy has already moved on. All right, so what the Undersecretary of the Army knows about us in this program. We were recognized for success in the joint development of a transportation demand management plan and the Go Lewis McChord Transportation Program to reduce traffic congestions on and off the base. The partnership has created one of the most successful programs within the Department of Defense. So that was a huge win for us as a community, and it would have not happened unless it was a team effort. Also, we did kind of talk about those people who are trying to get to Seattle Airport for traveling. you'll find a YouTube video. Meredith went on the trip and basically escorted us virtually on there. So if you need a handrail, like I did, just follow her guidance there, and she literally virtually handrailed us all the way up to the airport. There is a newcomer's brief on the 19th of December. I put a note out to the Sergeants Major and some of the, and Chief Sandusky, that it is important that we send our people there, because there are some resources that our service members and family members are looking for. And every month we get this request that, hey, you know, do we have a brief? Do we have a brief? Yes. And at this brief, they're looking for resources for financial, behavioral health, substance, you name it. And Alicia, Monica, and the team, again, will have those people and those resources available. So all we got to do is reach out, and it'll happen on the 19th of December at the American Lake Conference Center. At the same time, we will be doing a hiring fair, because we still have hundreds of events or hundreds of positions that we're hiring for. So last month, we just had 5 people walk in, and as the CG was given his brief, they were literally over in the corner getting interviewed. And so we had 5 service member spouses show up with their service member, by honey, went and got a job offered, and they walked out of there, both of them, with jobs. So you want to talk about financial security, that's what we're doing there. And we're going to do that again this upcoming newcomer brief, and the one after that, and the one after that. So if a family member can't get to this one, there'll be multiple opportunities. And I see Miss B in the back there. If you could just kind of raise your hand, there you go. She's one of the key contributors to that effort with Stacy Moneymaker. All right. And so with that, I just want to say thank you for your support. It has been an awesome opportunity to work with you, to learn with you, to grow with you personally and professionally. And I'm going to get off the soapbox. So on behalf of the commander, myself, everyone on the IMCOM team, you know, happy holidays. Have a safe, blessed season, and Happy New Year. Sir.
Hey, give Command Sergeant Major Mole Ryan a round of applause. Hey, you know, there was a major infraction here today, and first and foremost, before I extend my sincere thank you to everybody over here that pulled, I mean, from all the Department of Army, Department of Defense, Department of Air Force civilians, if we have any in the room today, first and foremost, yeah, round of applause for all of their efforts for making this a special season, as always. But the major infraction that was certainly missed, and I was really waiting for it to come out, there's an important event going to happen here on Saturday. Go Army! Beat Navy, that's right. We are now competing for the Commander's Cup, so I just want to make sure if you haven't been on YouTube lately, go take a look at them. There's some great videos out there. I'm sorry to say, sadly, one of our services will not be going to a bowl game this year. And I'm not, this is a joint team, so I'm not going to point any of that out, but you know, but again, Army want to know, Navy want to know, and there's a game this weekend, okay? So again, congratulations to everybody. And lastly, just in closing, again, to Sergeant Major, we thank you. Sergeant Major, welcome aboard. Looking forward to working with you. And on behalf of Lieutenant General Valesky and Command Sergeant Major Tagalakud, we wanted to say, again, happy holidays to all of you. Remember, it is about engaged leadership through the holiday season across the entire Joint Base to take care of all of our service members. And again, to all the community, we thank you for all of your efforts for this holiday season, for what you do each and every day. We can't say thank you enough for what you do. And I'll kind of quote something from, you know, a famous movie starring Will Ferrell, and this goes to Buck James. You know, I don't think somebody loved you too much or something with that Christmas present, throwing it in the fireplace. But we love you, Buck. And we'll take care of you. But again, to all of you, we wish you the happiest of holidays. And if you are traveling, make sure that you, your family members, and all of their subordinates to the command teams that are here today, please make sure that they're aware, you know, as the conditions change, winter travel is not always the same, especially for those of you who may have PCS from Hawaii. All right, to all of you, God bless and happy holidays.